This lesson is on section 7-8, percent applications. So in this section we are going to do some real life type problems where we have to find the total amount, where we include something like tax, tip, markup, discounts. So if you take a look at your homework, take a look at number 1. The price of Nikes was $25. This price, that price was marked up by 24%. So this price is going to be marked up 24%. We want to know what is the price after the markup is included. So if we weren't sure what $25 represented, we now know, because the question is, what is the price after it's being marked up? So therefore we know $25 was before. So we are going to use the equation that we learned in class, and I have come up with this mnemonic to help us remember where the numbers go in the problem. So the N represents, like an N sounds like end, so the N represents the end amount, the amount with everything included. The O represents before, just like the O is before the P, the number before the P represents the amount before the percent is added or subtracted in. So we are going to set up our problem, and we're going to take, I always start with this part because it's the easiest part. We have to pay for the whole entire pair of shoes, which is $25. And then the shoes are going to be marked up. So a markup means that the store is going to raise the price. So they are going to be marked up, so that is something we add. We add to get a markup. Then I bring down the equals. Now the hardest part for most people is figuring out, does the 25 go in for the O or does the 25 go in for the N? So the 25 is going to go in for the O because we need to figure out what is the price in the end after this is included. So we're going to put the 25 here, and we want to know what the end amount is after you include 24% markup. So we're going to go ahead and simplify. 100% plus 24% is 124%. But we can't multiply with a percent, so we need to change it to a decimal. So 1.24. Okay, and then when we solve an equation, we have to get the variable by itself, but it already is. So to get n, we just need to take 25 and multiply by 1.24. So 1.24 times 25. Move the decimal 1, 2 times. 1, 2. Okay, then we want to make sure this makes sense. The price of the Nikes was $25. This price was marked up 24%. What is the price after the markup? So after it's going up in price, it should be more. So from 25 to 31, that's 24%. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at example 2 on your homework. The principal amount Miss Mizuko deposited, put into her bank account, was $45. The interest rate is 3.5% compounded annually, so I'm going to get this percent every year. How much will she have total in her account at the end of the 1 year? Round to the nearest cent. So this problem is not asking you to find I, the interest. We have to figure out the total amount. So I'm going to set up my equation. I'm going to start with the P because that's the easiest. I have to take the whole amount that I put into the bank account. I have to take that whole thing, and interest, the bank is going to pay me interest. So the bank is going to add, at the end of the year, 3.5% into my account. Bring down the equal. And now here's the hard part. We have to figure out where the 45 goes in our equation. So you have to ask yourself, is the $45 the amount before the 3.5% interest was included, or is it $45 in the end what I got? So the $45 is what I originally put into the bank. So the $45 is going to go here. And I want to find what the end amount is in the end. So I want to know what the total amount is in my account at the end. Not what the interest is, what I earn. I want to know what the end amount in my account will be after 1 year. So 100% plus 3.5% is 103.5%. But we need to make this a decimal, so I'm going to move the decimal over twice. And to solve this equation, I need to get the variable by itself, which it is. So all I need to do is multiply these two numbers together. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. So in the end of the year, I should have $46.58 in my bank account. So I earn interest. That's why it went up. Now you can also solve this problem. You could also solve it by using the equation I equals PRT. The principal amount was $45, the interest rate was 0.035, and the time was 1 year. But when you solve this out, this is going to get you the interest. And then you're going to take the interest and you're going to need to add it on to the total. So this would also work. Once you get this answer, then you would add it to the $45, and you should get $46.58. So this also works. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at number 4 on your homework. You bought a shirt at Dillard's for $6.04. This was the price after a 60% discount. What was the original price of the shirt? So we want to find the total price, total amount. So I'm going to set up my equation, and I need to take the whole price of the shirt, the whole shirt, and I'm going to have to do something to that. In this case, we are going to take 60% off. We have a coupon maybe for 60% off. So a discount will subtract from the whole cost. So we are going to subtract 60% from the whole cost. Okay, now here's the hard part. We need to figure out where $6.04 goes. So you have to ask yourself, is $6.04 the price before the 60% was taken off, or is it in the end with the discount taken off? So if we read through it, you bought a shirt at Dillard's for $6.04. That was the price after a 60% discount. So this was the price in the end. We want to know what it was originally. So we're going to simplify. 100 minus 60 is 40%. So we're only going to pay 40% of the cost of this shirt. Then we're going to move the decimal over 2. So we get 0.40, but we don't need to put a 0 at the end of a decimal. And to solve an equation, we're going to highlight where the variable is. And this time, the variable, if we look over here, the variable, oh, and by the way, I put an X there instead of keeping the O, because an O looks like a 0. So I replaced the O with the X, so it wasn't confusing and looked like a 0. So anyways, since the variable here, it's not by itself like it was here. This was all by itself. This X is next to the 0.04. So just like when we're solving an equation like this, to get the 5 to go away, so it's just X equals, this says 5 times X. So we do the opposite and we divide to get 5. Well, same thing here. This is X times 0.4. So to get rid of the 0.4 and make 1X, we need to divide by 0.4. And that will get us X, the original price. So 604 divided by 0.4. We can never have a decimal outside here, so we need to move the decimal over once. So it's 4 out here. Bring the decimal up. 4 goes into 6 once. 4 goes into 25 times.
Teachers and students, please excuse the interruption. We have had a few calls wondering about stars, and yes, we are still having stars. The bell will ring in a few minutes, and you can send them out. If you have any questions, give us a call. Thanks.
Okay, so we get $15, and we always have to have two numbers after the decimal, $15.10. Okay, let's make sure this makes sense. What was the original price of the shirt? Does it make sense that originally the shirt was $15.10, and then after you take off 60%, that's a lot of savings. It's only $6.04 now. It makes sense. Okay, let's take a look at one last example here, number 6 on your homework. So we're going to use our percent equation here. The bill for your food at Denny's is $28. This was including your rich uncle's 40% tip. How much was your total before the tip? So let's start with the P. We're going to take 100%. We're going to take that the whole amount for the food, the whole bill. And a tip adds to your cost. That's how we know to put a plus, whereas here we put a minus, because a discount subtracts. A tip adds. Bring down the equal. And here's the part that we got to think about. Is the $28 the price in the end, after this? Or is it before the 40% was added, the tip was added? So the bill for your food at Denny's is $28. This was including the tip. So this was the end amount. We want to know, what was it before? So we're going to simplify. 100% plus 40% is 140%, but as a decimal is 1.4. And remember, you could write this as 1.4x if you'd like. And to get the variable all by itself, we need to divide by 1.4. So 28 divided by 1.4, move the decimal over 1, move the decimal over 1. 14 goes into 28 twice. 14 goes into 0, 0 times. So we get $20. Okay, and then if we take a look at number 3, I'm not going to solve the whole thing, but number 3 says, round your answer appropriately. What that means is, when you solve number 3, you are going to get a decimal. But the question is, how many TVs must you sell? So when you solve this problem, your answer will be 62.4. But can you sell 62.4 TVs? No, so it says round appropriately, you would say you sold 63 TVs.